Hi everybody. Well, I am so far behind this one, but I've been so busy with DayZ over the last couple of months that I haven't been able to put any gameplay or a video up about Iron Harvest, which has finally come to console. Admittedly, only Xbox Series S, X, and PS5, but it's here at last. And I'm here also to tell you that if you might be into RTSs or RTT, so real-time strategy, real-time tactics games, Command and Conquer type stuff, Company of Heroes type stuff, then please consider checking out Iron Harvest on console, because we don't get many RTSs, do we, on console? Sudden Strike, which is, I love Sudden Strike. Or is it Sudden Strike 4? Sudden Strike 3 we had on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. Can't remember, but I know as soon as it goes up on sale, I'm going to be buying that too. But Iron Harvest, a little bit more newer game. Now, let me give you a bit of background in case you're watching what's in front of you thinking, what's going on here? So, Iron Harvest is set in an alternative universe called 1920 plus or 1920 plus. And the idea with this is that Nikola Tesla invented mechs before the First World War happened. And when the First World War happened, it was fought between the great powers, and they used lots of infantry and artillery, but they used these kind of steampunk mechs as well. So it's this whole world that was created. And then Iron Harvest came next, where I think they did a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter where they got enough money to make the game for PC, and people could also pay to have it on. Originally it was going to be on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as well, but they haven't been able to put it onto those consoles. Now they may well do at some point in the future, but they felt that they couldn't get the performance they wanted. And then what they wanted to do with Iron Harvest, what the developers wanted to do, is make sure it had a really good single-player campaign, and really good skirmish against AI and online multiplayer as well. It delivers everything. When you look at this game, full price, it's normally £45, which admittedly, is expensive. But with the console version, you get the full single-player campaign, and you get the expansions as well. So you get the Soviet Revolution campaign, and you get the where the Americans come over as well. And it is highly worth it. Now the campaign can be a bit of a grind, but I think they designed it for people like me really, who hadn't played an RTS really before. And it starts you off very slowly, just controlling like one unit, just really moving around the map. Then you start controlling more than one unit. Then you start controlling mechs. Then you start getting into tactics and targeting and all this sort of stuff. And it goes on for a long time and can be very, very challenging. But I think they may well have turned down the difficulty a little bit. And I'd recommend you play it on easy difficulty as well. And that will take you, probably 20, 30 hours to get through, maybe even more. And it's very replayable as well. And then you have Skirmish, which you can play against AI, which is what you're seeing here. And I really like Skirmish because it enables you to set the AI to easy. So, you can steam around with your mechs and you can make them, and you can have a great game. And you can play with the AI teammates and all this sort of stuff. But what's really cool about Iron Harvest, I think, is the world that it's in, and it's made very well, so it all works very well. But you can kind of believe in these steampunk mechs that you start off with the little ones, and you get some really big ones as they're clunking around the world, and then you've got the artillery pieces that are very dangerous. I don't think I bring any up here, but then you have machine guns, you have mortar units. There's even cavalry you can bring in as well, and the voice acting is really good. The graphics are really good. At first I was a little bit nervous about playing on console, because I've played through the whole of the campaign on PC using my Shadow Cloud gaming PC and GeForce Now. And I thought, is it going to be a bit tricky, because mouse and keyboard are very accurate when it comes to selecting units and putting stuff in different places. And I'm happy to say, after playing it for about an hour and a half, I kind of really picked up the console controls. The only thing you've got to watch out for, I've found, is accidentally selecting all of the units on the screen, and then when you think you're sending one unit to a certain place, you actually end up sending them all there. And the problem with that, especially with artillery units, is that they have to kind of pack away their artillery gun and start pushing it somewhere, and so you can lose precious time. And if you're playing on the more difficult settings, that could be a game changer if all of a sudden your artillery decides to wander somewhere where you wanted to send a sniper to. But apart from that, I think I enjoy it even more on console because I'm playing it on my big monitor, my big 27-inch 1440p monitor, and it looks beautiful. I don't think it's running at 60 frames a second. It may well be 30 frames, but it's a solid 30 frames a second. And when you zoom in, it looks really nice as well. So, Iron Harvest, it's now on console, on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X. The controls are good, the story is good, the online playing, well, I don't play online because I'm not good enough, but the skirmish against AI, I think, is an awful lot of fun. You get so much for your money, and especially when this goes on sale for like £30 or something like that. If you're at all interested in RTSs or RTTs or the kind of the world that you're seeing before here, then I would say check it out because it is an awful lot of fun and we don't see many of these at all. Anyway, that's enough from me. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.